Hello, everyone. This is Reverend Debra Carter-Williams, and I'm the minister here at Unity of Madison in Madison, Wisconsin. I don't know if you're feeling the same way I am, but it feels like we've entered into a season of uncertainty. And as I've thought about and prayed about how best to serve this spiritual community, this particular one, and how best to navigate this season of uncertainty, the word resilience keeps emerging and has taken up residence in the foreground of my thinking. The word comes from a Latin word that means to spring back, to rebound, to recoil. And we often use that word to describe the ways in which we spring back, we rebound from whether it's spiritually or emotionally or even physically from some adversity. We are like the reed blowing in the wind, right? We don't break, we don't bend, we're not disengaged from our roots. We are resilient. Yes, we are in the midst of a season of adversity and uncertainty. Things indeed appear to be changing around us. Let's catch our breath and let's ground ourselves in this understanding that there is that within us that remains steady and sure and unchanging. It is that one presence and one power in which we live and move and have our being, God the good. Resilience and resistance are often partners. They often work together. But if resistance is the only posture that we have, if we are continually pushing against something without partnering it with this important dynamic of resilience, our resistance becomes a kind of brittle strength. We find ourselves unrooted. We find ourselves experiencing a type of helplessness and hopelessness and even perhaps isolating ourselves from the world around us and isolating ourselves from our communities of support. Resilience then is the result of rootedness, of being rooted in this understanding that God is this one presence and one power that is greater than anything that we might be experiencing in the world, but also rooted in love and kindness and justice and, yes, joy. The French philosopher Albert Camus wrote this: "In the depth of winter, I finally learned that within me lay an invincible summer." In the midst of our winter, there is this divine invincibility within you, this presence, this power, this steadiness, this steadfastness that keeps us grounded and rooted in this understanding. There is this divine invincibility that inspires hope. Václav Havel wrote this: "Hope is a dimension of the soul. It's not essentially dependent on some particular observation of the world or estimate of the situation. Hope is not prognostication. It is an orientation of the spirit. It is an orientation of the heart. It transcends the world that is immediately experienced and is anchored somewhere beyond its horizons." For the next season, our programming, our events, our classes will have as its intention this idea of resilience. First is resilience through community. We encourage you to gather here, to gather in love, to gather in support and prayer and celebration as we honor the diversity of God's magnificent creation expressing in us and through us. Resilience through spiritual enrichment and contemplative practices. It is our focus to offer tools, spiritual tools, to help us navigate this time. Resilience through joy. We will create opportunities to laugh, to sing, to be silly together, to learn new skills, and just generally enjoy one another. Resilience through mental and physical well-being. Hikes, bicycle rides, walks, exercise instruction in classes. We'll offer mental health strategies as well to care for our bodies and our mental health. Resilience through social action. This is where we will partner resilience and resistance by offering opportunities for spiritual social action as we seek to transform and to influence for the good our community and our world, and particularly our country. My favorite psalm over my lifetime is Psalm 46, and I encourage you to find something that you can anchor yourself in as you feel a measure of anxiety and concern. Scripture may not be for you, but find something that is meaningful for you, something that brings you a sense of assurance that all is truly well. It might be something from another religious tradition, another world religion. It might be something from poetry. It might be something from writings around nature and creation. Whatever anchors you, use that. But for me, Psalm 46 is that which I go to. And it reminds us, God is our refuge and our strength, a very present help in times of trouble. Therefore we will not fear, though the earth should change, though the mountains shake in the heart of the sea, though its waters roar and foam, though the mountains tremble with its tumult. And here's my favorite part. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, the holy habitation of the Most High. God is mighty in the midst of the city, and it shall not be moved. And here is what the psalmist asks of us in Psalm 46:10. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am God. Find those moments of stillness in your day. Anchor yourself through them and in them. Root yourself in God, in the divine, whatever name you give that divine presence. And let this river of healing, let this river of joy and gladness move through you to refresh you, to heal you. Stay rooted, stay grounded. Know that you are created in divine resilience. God bless you. Remember who you are, that you are God's beloved, in whom God is most well pleased.